Hello, everyone. Good evening from London. I hope you're well. So, today we're starting a little bit later because I've got an evening class that I teach, and just give myself some time after coming home. So, it's about 10:45 in London, and so this is the piece I'm going to be working on. I'm so excited because this piece is absolutely beautiful. I know I say that about every piece I'm working on, but this is one of my favorite pieces for sure. So this is a piece. Let me show you the full markup here. Look at that. So this piece is called Grandma's Attic. And you can see there's a lot of items going on in this beautiful room. And this is from one of my favorite, if not the favorite artist when it comes to cross-stitching, Aimee Stewart. And this is a regular size, not max colors, regular colors, regular size. And it's, let me have a look. I'm working on this piece on a 25 count, even weave, and 1/1. So let me give you a little bit of a summary of where I am with this piece. So I'm going to show you. So I took a picture before I put the fabric on the frame here. So this is the totality of the stitch area I've completed with this piece. And this area is actually right in the center of the design. And let me quickly show you the app here. So this is where I am. And if I zoom out, you will see where the location is. So yes, this is one of the pieces that I actually started from the center. So this is a complete area, roughly about 2 pages. And you can see I kind of halved my delay, following the page borders, some loose stitches at the bottom here. But these 2 pages are kind of completed or covered. So in terms of progress, I'm about 5.13% here, and the totality of the stitches, let me have a look. If I can count, 37,000, something like that. So it's not a small piece. It's a regular heaven and earth, and no heaven and earth pieces are small by any stretch of imagination, unless you do these little crop ones. So I'm starting from 0 today, and then I have a plan. I have a plan on how to tackle this piece, and let's see if I will follow my plan accordingly. Who knows? And so let me pop my tablet back and quickly look at the chat here. Hello, Gayla. So glad to see you. So happy to see you too. Welcome. And Sarah as well. I'm happy that you're nice and safe. I hope yesterday was okay for you with the tornado. And Rose. Hello, Rose. Welcome back. Janelle. Good morning. Wow, Janelle is still morning. Wonderful. We're close to midnight here. Well, not quite. Close to 11 p.m. And oh, thank you, Gayla. Gayla says be sure to give a thumbs up. Wonderful. And oh, thank you so much for your support. So happy to be here. I was eager to come to my desk, to my room, to stitch this piece. So I got this piece maybe over 2 years ago. So one of the pieces I got shortly after the cake shop, and I was getting really ambitious, and I was getting loads of patterns from heaven and earth. So today, my plan. Let me explain to you how I'm going to tackle it. So as you can see, if I bring up the whip again, so I roughly follow the page borders for the center 2 pages here. And then I kind of started to get a bit relaxed and start to build up loose stitches at the bottom and bottom right there. So I want to bring it back to a little bit more structure in terms of where I stitch. And so what I'm going to do is I haven't quite decided whether I'm going to follow the blocks or the page borders here. As you can see, there are about 3 rows here at the top unstitched. That's because I'm following the page borders. So I'm going to carry forward with that sort of page borders there, and then continue to stitch to the left. This is not very typical for me because normally I stitch from left to right, but when it comes to projects that I worked on work from the center, which means at some point I'll have to venture out to a different directions there. So this is one of the examples. So today, as you can see previously, I kind of worked on this area, probably mini cross country without parking. But today, what I'm going to do is to tidy up this, the top part here, following the page. And then I'm going to work block by block, with the exception of the top row, because there's about 6 stitches height from the previous block. I think it might be okay for me to combine these 2 blocks, one and a little bit on the top there, and then complete these blocks from right to left, block by block, and then color complete within the block. I think I'm kind of happy with that. And eventually, and I'm going to park as well. So this is not a mini cross country and then finish situation. I'm going to park down. For some reason, it's asking me to park. So I'm just follow the guidance of the whisper. My project speak to me. I listen to my projects. It's asking me to park down, but not in a diagonal way, but I'm going to work on the top row and then gradually come to the row underneath, and so on and so forth. And I'm going to park the thread as I go downwards or sideways, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm going to do today. And Rose says, do you take your projects off the hoop every time you get finished for the day? Very, very good question. Very good question. It depends. If I'm planning to work on it very soon, then I'll leave them on the hoop. But from time to time, you need to move the fabric anyway to a different area. So that naturally happens. But do I take them off in order to rest the fabric? I know it's a good practice, but I have to say I don't. Unless I need a hoop for something else, then I do that. But so far, I think the fabric is fine, because normally, if I'm sort of placing the stitch area along the edge of the hoop, not always, but sometimes I just place a piece of felt like this. I've got tons of these strips, and I would kind of cushion the stitch area before I place the fabric inside the hoop. So that's kind of as far as I go, but I'm not very disciplined in terms of taking the fabric off. And so far, there's no really nothing bad happened so far. So, you know, if I can make it easier, why not? So, and I tend to sort of pull the fabric quite tight as well. But to be honest, even the stitch area, normally they're perfectly okay. I haven't had any problems so far. So that's the answer for you there. So I hope all of you are very relaxed and happy wherever you are. And let me know if you're stitching, and let me just zoom in a little bit more so you can see what I'm doing here. So what I'm going to do is to move from filling all these sort of loose stitches that I haven't done yet, and then move toward the left. And the first row, I'm going to combine these two, this block and then top block, partially about 6 stitches high there. This piece is so beautiful. You know, to be honest, it took me a while to realize it was Aimee Stewart, because the colors are very earthy. Aimee Stewart's pieces, you know, a lot of times is full of really vibrant colors, but I'm not surprised at all they was from Aimee Stewart, because I love her work. It's just, you know, one of the joys looking at her artwork. And today the needle minders also follow the theme of that horse, even though the horse is a rocking horse, not a real horse. I'm sticking with the animal theme with my needle minders there. So today is probably one of those sessions that I'll be stitching way into past midnight, and I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. I hope you are as well. So I had a lovely class this evening. It's one of the classes, it really brings me a lot of fulfillment every time I teach the class. So let me bring up my first color here. It's 413. So I'm using DMC floss here. 413. Let's have a quick looky. 413. Sangha. Hello, good evening. 413. So this is one set dedicated to DMC floss. 413. And the needles I'm using mostly from John James, 28, size 28 needles. Just recently ordered a whole bunch, about 10 packs. So it's abundant of needles for me. Feeling very good about that. And today, it's another very warm day for London. You know, when I walked down the studio, probably about 7 o'clock-ish, oh, it was still really scorching hot. I couldn't believe it. And even after finishing the class, you know, technically it was kind of late-ish, it was still bright outside. It's remarkable. I know I shouldn't be surprised, but I am. We have long daytime in the summer. So it's not unusual to be still bright after, you know, around 9 o'clock or something. Karina, hello. Karina says, I've been lurking on a few of your streams. I'm going to bed now in the UK. Just want to let you know I've been enjoying listening to your chat while I'm stitching. Wonderful, Karina. Have a good night. I know if you're in the UK, this is close to bedtime for most people. So enjoy your rest and come back to another session and join us for a chat. So kind of you to let me know that you enjoy the content. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much, Karina. Nighty-night. Oh, Senga say I've just ordered 2 packs of the needles, I presume. Not cigarettes. Very naughty if that's the case. Yes, but I had to wait for a little bit. There seems to be a little bit shortage or something like that, because I had to wait for about a week before they actually have the needles in stock. And it seems to happen a lot with John James needles. I don't know, is it just popular or whatever reason. Last time I had to wait for a little bit longer, probably about nearly 2 weeks. And then they had to send me maybe 3 packs they had. And then I had to wait a little bit further for the remaining. I think I probably ordered about 10 packs as well. But I love John James needles. So I'm going to just fill up the loose stitches here, and then I'll start the, see, I'm trying to break the rules already. I just want to go cross country. No, that's not what I'm doing. Stop it. Okay, so there's one stitch here for this plot. I'm trying to stick with my plot here, or my plans. That's why we have a plan, you know, so you can stick to it. And it's weird that each piece, as I said, it's kind of telling what each piece, that when you look at it and see how far you've gone, it's always trying to tell you what it wants to be stitched. I find that anyway. And it's not always the same method, but when you move into different areas, sometimes I just can't bear parking at all. It just feels wrong for that piece. And sometimes it's asking for it. You just go, park me, park me. Is it just me? Is it just me? Please don't say that. But I can feel the piece kind of communicating with me. And also, if one piece wants to be stitched, I'll know about it. I'll look at it and go, it's you tonight, okay? Come with me. And tonight is this lucky fella. So this piece, the last time I kind of worked on it meaningfully, probably months ago, maybe sometime end of last year sometime. For some reason, I just kind of moved on to other pieces and worked less on this one. But it's beautiful. I love the color scheme. It's just so, I don't know. There's it's very comforting. Yes, Sanger says needles. Good, good, good. Steve, oh my God. Steve says, hello, Fran. Bloke viewer here from Pennsylvania. Round of applause, everyone, for Steve. Please. I've been waiting for this moment for a little while. I every session, I'm so tempted to go, hey, if you're a bloke, raise your hand. Raise your hand. Otherwise, you're ladies to me. Steve, wonderful. Welcome from Pennsylvania. My channel is pretty popular in Pennsylvania. We've got quite a few regular viewers on the chat from Pennsylvania. My biggest welcome to you. And Sian, hello. New sub here. Currently stitching on Hate Freebie Forest Maiden. Wow. First full coverage. Congratulations. I love seeing the different method you use. I know, I can't help it. I just want to switch around. It's just, you know, I'm just following my impulse. So Steve, let me know what you're working on. I'm very curious. Yes, I know there are quite a few sort of bloke, I love about using bloke, bloke floss tuber as well. And they stitch very interesting things. And this one, I'm going to just take it up here. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to park it here. I'm trying to be disciplined. It's very tempting just start continue to stitch. But then I'll turn it into cross country, wouldn't I? Let me just change my part colors. Beautiful. Rena, hello, welcome. Rena says, hi there, I just found you and I'm sad. I have to leave again already. Yes, I stitched in a really sociable time, I know. But I left the sub. I hope I manage to come back soon and work along. Maybe you seem so cozy. Greeting from Germany. Yes, that's why you have to go to bed. Totally understand. Totally understand. It's bedtime over here in Europe for normal people. So, but please do come back. Most days I stream slightly earlier, so you should be able to catch me normally between 7 to 9, in between when it comes to start time. So I just come on live when I'm ready. I don't have a set time, just make things easier. But I hope to see you again very soon. Nighty night. And here we go. So next one, 3031. 3031. We need a new thread. 3031. There you go. And I had a really good time stitching the holes as well. It was really, really fun to watch it taking shape. Big Camry, hello, welcome back. And she says, hello, hope your day has been going well, really, really well. Yes, I have a wonderful day. I hope your day has been really good so far as well. And Steve says, thank you. I just recently found your channel and watching one of your lives from a few days ago where you were questioning whether we were any blokes turning in. Yes, exactly. Exactly, because you know, if there's some gentlemen watching, it would be quite rude of me to presume everybody's a lady watching me. Yes, so I can say something like ladies and gentlemen rather than say ladies, you know. Just want to be accurate here. Welcome to join us. Oh, see, I've gone into autopilot. I grabbed 2 strands instead of 1. Look at me. And I actually did a little loop star. I was so pleased with it. No, this is 1/1. Wake up, yogi. Yes, autopilot. Autopilot. So I'm going to snip it off. I just did a 2 strand, 2/1. Beautifully done. See, I'm warming up. I'm warming up the session. If I'm going to make mistakes, it's about now. I could have just kept stitching. 2/1. Let me tease that down. I'm going to just stitch over it with 1 strand. That will be my plan. No one will know. No one will know. Three, 0, 3, 1. Oh, Steve says, I'm a few days away from finishing Fruit of Plenty from Modern Folk Embroidery. I have heard of them actually. Do they do sort of quite patterny, kind of single color designs? Yes, the design is really, really beautiful. I think I've looked into their website before, if we're talking about the same company. Wonderful. Fruit of Plenty. I'm going to have a Google in a bit. And Steve says, I'm retired, so plenty of time to stitch and turn in with you. Wonderful. Join the club. Join the club. And, you know, tons of regulars come on here. We chat about everything and learn from each other. That's really wonderful. And Bikamari says, I've got done with one of my summer classes. Full of days. So it's a nice, relaxing break. Yay. Wonderful. So you see there, the people who are enjoying their retirements, and there's people enjoying their student break. Yes. And whichever case, you know, it's about finding happiness and calm and relaxation here, isn't it? And just stitch that over and pretend it never happened. Oh dear, I think this one snagged a little bit. Let me just snip this bit off. In fact, you can't even see that it's not stitched. I could have just left it. No one will know. So the Monday class, because it's later in the evening, and most of the time when I finish, it'll be dark outside, and it's so strange to come out of that class. It's an in yoga class. It's the studio. You keep the light quite low, and you know, to keep everyone kind of nice and relaxed. And it's so weird to walk out of the studio and it's nice and bright outside. It's still daytime. It's so strange. But it's not gonna last. Over here, this kind of weather is like gold dust. And okay, I'm gonna leave it there. And I'm gonna count that as stitched. And then there's one more here. This is such a cozy piece to stitch. I think Aimee Stewart is definitely the queen of coziness. There you go. Warm up a few stitches, and then hopefully everything will start to flow. And I'm gonna do color complete. I must remember my own rule, my own plan. stick with the plan, Yogi. Stick with your own plan because you came up with it, okay? Keep forgetting. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3. And one more. And I think because the entire session, I tend to pick a single stitching method for a session. I think if you're trying to learn different ways of parking, for instance, or any kind of stitching method, it's nice to watch someone actually doing it real time rather than being edited, because you can kind of, go through different scenarios, and rather than just being taught this is how you do it, these are the rules, you actually see someone navigating through the actual stitching and make certain judgment calls. And I think, at least for me, I think that would be more useful for me if I'm trying to learn something. 3371, 3371. Another new thread here. 3371. Another beautiful dark brown. And today one of the students after the class, and she has been one of my regulars. She's probably been coming to this class for over a year now. And after we were done, I was clearing up the studio, and she came to me, quietly, and she goes, I wanted to tell you something. And I didn't know what she was going to say. And she said, I'm pregnant. And I wanted to say, I hope it's not mine, but I thought it was a bit crass. So I thought, wow, that's amazing. Really happy. And it's going to be her first pregnancy. So it must be really exciting. And she said she only told me and her English teacher, I think she may be from, I don't know where she's from, maybe somewhere from Europe. I never sort of, ask her. And but other than the English teacher, she only told me, and I felt so special. And it's still very early stage of her pregnancy, because normally you probably wouldn't announce it for about 3 months, right? But she's only about 6 weeks into the pregnancy, but she wanted to know whether it was safe to continue to come to my class. And obviously, I'm not a medical professional, but from my experience, a lot of pregnant ladies, they come to my classes. The important thing, obviously, is not to put any pressure on the tummy. That's kind of a no-brainer, no pressure, no deep forward fold. But other than that, apparently you become very, very flexible when you're pregnant. I think it's something to do with hormones or something. It's fascinating. And a lot of pregnant ladies, they continue to practice yoga, but obviously you need to check with your doctor and make sure it's safe, because different stages of pregnancy will have different kind of things to consider. But I'm so happy for her, first pregnancy, and she's always been a really focused practitioner. I'm really happy for her. I hope she continue to bring yoga, in her life throughout her pregnancy. I think it's quite beneficial. Yes, Bikamory. I was so happy for her. And I've seen, professional ballerinas they continue to go to practice and train throughout till, you know, they're about to give birth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three. Good. So I'm parking to the left. So the block on the left will be my first choice. If not, I'll park down because I'm moving from right to left, which is kind of an odd direction for me to move. It makes it interesting. And I'm going to continue to fill in these loose stitches. That's 1, 310 here, 310, that's the black color thread. A lot of times, you know, it's very sort of flattering when the students do that, but they tend to think you have all the answers when it comes to health or medical conditions. They would come to me and, you know, tell me about their injuries, all sorts of injuries, or I've got a gentleman with another class I teach. He suffered from cancer, and let me tell you how many people have gone through illnesses like cancer or really serious health situation, and they found their way to yoga, and they're the most consistent practitioners there because they know it's important. They're not just practicing for a bit of relaxation, they're practicing for their lives, you know, to be able to get stronger and also find peace for the mind as well. You know, when you go through major illnesses or health scares, you know, it does a lot to the mind. You know, it makes you sometimes living in fear, thinking that maybe it's going to come back or that kind of stuff. But they're the most dedicated practitioners there. And it's really moving when you see them come back week after week after week. And despite some of them, I've got one guy that he had issues, not have issues walking. He's not wobbling or anything. He's fine, but his balance is completely off. And I think because he has some injuries, so he would lean against the wall. I remember first time he came to my class, he came to me almost apologizing. He was going, you know, I would do my best, but sometimes I need a wall. And, you know, it brought tears to my eyes. I just go, use the wall all you want. You know, you don't need my permission. You know, you need any kind of support, you do it. The fact you're here, you've already won, you know. And so things like that always move me. So I need to stop saying things that I'm gonna cry. 3A60. 3A60, yeah. 3, I think I need a new thread here. Oh, it's way over here. 3A60. So these 2 blocks here, let me have a look. These 2 here, 1 up here. Okay, it's that one. It's always interesting, you're trying to shape what you've done previously using a different method into conforming into something that to a new stitching method. And I go through that transition quite a lot because I change my method fairly frequently just to keep it fresh. And then 1 over here. There's 1 more here. So I'm working slightly out of order. I really should follow the stitches block by block. One stitch here. And then I'm going to take the thread a little bit far away. It's slightly unusual for me to do, but as I'm trying to kind of reformat what I've got here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 here. But I'm okay with it because it's kind of unstitched area, so I don't mind taking the threads a little bit further away. And you know what? I'm really curious about what Steve is working on, so I'm going to quickly Google the piece. Let me see if we can trace back to... It's a modern, let me see, where is it? Oh yes, modern folk embroidery. I think I've come across them before, quite a while ago. Let me just confirm. I think it's designed by a guy who is the main person, the designer, if I'm correct. Trying to recall. Modern folk. Ah, there you go. Yes, that's the one I remembered. They do very sort of patterny and kind of slightly antique-y. Let me find that piece and share it with all of you. Fruits of Plenty. Fruits of Plenty. Oh, I'm pretty sure I have seen this piece before when I was... Okay, here we go. Look at this. Is this correct, Steve? So this piece came out in 2021. Oh, it's a stitch long. Okay. Fruit of Plenty. That is beautiful. It's like crop circle. Beautiful. I was just watching something about crop circles. So I've got crop circles in my mind. But it's all about geometry, lines, symmetry. That's beautiful. Is this the color? Oh, you can have the red version as well. That's beautiful too. Let me just show you the whole piece. Yeah, that's really beautiful. The other one is kind of two-tone, isn't it? It's got 2 different few shades of blue. Oh, that's beautiful as well. If it was me, I'll probably pick this one because there's some color variation there. Whereas this one is pretty much the same color from the look of it. So there you go. That's beautiful. I wonder how big this is. I suppose it depends on what stitch count you're working on. So, all right, Steve chose the soft autumn colors. Is that the blue ones? Or is it the burgundy, the red one? It doesn't say here, but that's beautiful. Very nice. Yes, I've come across this company before. I've Googled them. I think, if I remember correctly, the designer has I think a YouTube channel as well. I must have seen it. I remember. 317? Oh, you chose your own colors. Okay, so you can... Oh, very nice. I wonder what awesome colors bring you. Yes, I suppose you could just introduce the colors you like. It's really beautiful. And it's 47,000. Oh, as many as that. It doesn't look like it's that massive. But that's a fair number of stitches. And are you stitching on linen or Aida or even weave? Because I know a lot of people stitch this type of design on linen because, you know, you actually see through the fabric. But it's a little bit trickier. Just fill in these blocks. And 2 more here. One, two. Yeah. It's still so warm, even though it's 11:30 over here. Super warm. It's unreal. And 2. Two here. 1, 2, 3. One, two, three. I might end this thread because it's a little bit short and there's no nearby stitches for me to park. So I'm going to end this thread here. Let me bring it a little bit closer. 25 count potato. Laguna 1/1. Wow. So 25 counts, you should come out quite intricate. Because that kind of design will look quite good with larger stitches as well. Because it's very patterny. But I think when when you use small stitches, it just become really intricate, really delicate. It's a lovely choice, Steve. $5.50. Just filling up all these loose stitches here. Cool. And I'm going to take it over. I'm going to anchor this thread outside with a pin stitch because I want to take it over the other side, which will overlap the stitch area. And when that happens, I tend to bring the thread away from the stitch area and do a pin stitch. It's a little bit tricky. 25 counts. And then bring it to the new location. So there's no floating stitches, threads behind the back of the work, minimum anyway. There you go. Nine, 3, 1. 9, 3, 1. Jenga, calling a night. Yeah, Jenga is in the UK, so you've done really well. Just hit 25% complete on my bee. Oh, is it a bee from Gecko Rouge? Because I know they have very famous pattern involves a bee, but I could be wrong. Just a wild guess. 931. 931. You have a good night, Jenga. Not Jenga, Senga. 99. 99. Over here. Bikamari she asked the best questions so far. Yesterday she asked, how long does it take to complete Mini Heaven and Earth? And today she asks, out of curiosity, how many pieces do you currently have going? Good question. I don't know the exact number, but we're talking double digits for sure. And I'm thinking maybe close to 20. If you look at the number of projects I've got on this, on the stream, on the channel alone, probably give you some insight. And I've still got a few more pieces that I haven't stitched on the stream. So, and I'm slowly bringing them back into the circle. So I get to work on all of them. But yeah, a few, if that helps. I don't know the exact number. I should count, but I'm a little bit scared to count. So, you know, I'm in denial So if I don't count, then I don't have to admit to the fact that I have just way too many webs here. And I'm going to take it over the other side. No, in fact, I'm going to end this thread because the next stitch is a little bit too far away for me to park. I can technically do that, but I don't want to. So I'm not building up too much thread at the back. 9, 3, 1. There you go. Steve says, I've tried sharing my IG handle on other floss tubes, only to have the comment deleted. Why? Anyone knows a sneaky way to share? Well, I'm sure you can paste in. Oh, you know what? Sometimes it's not the channel content creator that does that. YouTube has its own way to remove anything it's got a hyperlink, because what YouTube doesn't want to happen is for people to go somewhere else. It's very selfish, I know. So if you place a comment that's got URL, it's got a hyperlink on it, sometimes it's automatically deleted. You can give it a try, see if it stays. Otherwise, what would be the, well, I don't know what would be a good way. Oh, I know. You could you can place a space between the letters. So instead of URL, you just type in the actual handle. So people can't click through, unfortunately, because it's not going to be a valid URL. But at least people can type in the handle and look it up if they want to. So that's one of the ways to bypass. Yeah, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see your Instagram. I'm even thinking about creating a Facebook group, even though I rarely use Facebook, but I know it's a great tool for people to share their work, and I love to see your work. So I might actually create a Facebook group and we can post, and at some point we probably have some sort of stitch along thing in the pipeline there. So it will be good to have if people can share their progress. I'm always curious about what people do. 640 640. Oh, hello. Harpreet, is that correct? Hey, I love your channel. You always encourage me with cross stitch, which I'm new to. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining the chat. I hope you enjoy your stitching. If you're new, particular, come out the chat. A lot of people on here every night. They are experienced. They've been stitching for quite a while, and even just people just started stitching. They always have experience to share, and I've learned so much already just being on the chat with everyone. So particularly if you have any questions, that no one else understands, come on here. We're all nerds here. We're cross-stitch nerds. And I'm sure someone somewhere will be able to help you. And you will be able to help them as well. So welcome to the channel. Let me have a look here. 2 more stitches here. Very naughty. I'm actually stitching the next block. I just can't stick with my own rules, seriously. It's supposed to go block by block. Let me try to do that. Let's go over here. Bring it up 1, 2. There. Oh. Ribbon hen without the space. Okay, well, why don't I find you on my Instagram, and I can show to everyone, and people can type in the handle if they want to look it up. Ribbon, it's a single word, right? Ribbon, Hain. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, I got you. Not bad at all. Here we go, everyone. So this is the handle. If you want to look at what Steve is working on, look at that. Let's have a little looky. Here we go. So that's the handle, ribbon, hen. Okay, so look it up. Okay, his identity is a dad. I love it. Oh, woodworker. Lovely. So let's have a look. So this is the work in progress, right? This is, oh, I know what you mean about autumn colors. That's so beautiful. So you mix, you blend these colors together. That's so gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous, Steve. Tracy, happy Monday indeed. Janelle says, good idea for Facebook group. I might get on with that. It's quite easy to create. And then you'll be able to share your work very easily. We can share it live, you know. We have the technology. Yes, look at, oh, this piece is so cute. Look at that. Oh, that is gorgeous. I love the color scheme. The bird, the cherries. Oh, man. I like your choices, Steve. Wow. Have a look. I'm going to follow you. There you go. Done. Go follow Steve, everyone. That's beautiful. And I think, you know, we can always tell a little bit of a person's sort of sensibility in terms of colors and also personality as well from the pieces of, you know, they choose. If you look at my choices, you probably know that I'm obsessed with rooms, a lot of space, sort of, you know, physical spaces with objects and a lot of cozy rooms. That's my thing. 550. $5.50. You can tell that Steve likes patterns. Oh, Discord group. I think that's the one that you can talk, actually have audio. Oh, I need to look into that. Can imagine the whole group of us just talking over each other. It's bad enough, it's just me. So these two are done. Let me have a look. And one over here, 1, 2. And oh, I really already have a part thread here already. Let's have a look. 550. Amazing. Steve's got woodwork pictures on his Instagram as well. Have a look up the those photos. 902. I can imagine if you do woodwork type of thing. I don't know what you actually build. It's either furniture or part of the building. I can see the precision in your choices of work. You know, so for someone like me, I like something loose and just slightly all over the place, slightly random. But I can tell that you are very into symmetry, precision. Yeah, it's a reflection of your training as well. That is not the correct location. Normally I just stitch over, but it's quite easy to frog. I'm gonna frog it. And it's actually over here. And just get these 2 stitches here. Let me turn off. I'm going to, I might, no, it's too far away, 2 blocks away. I'm not gonna park it. I'm gonna finish it. So I want to park within a block, if at all possible. Maybe slightly more, but not like over 2 blocks. That's too far away. Because when you start to park far away, before you know it, you're building up a lot of threads behind the back, and it's just making it bulkier than necessary. It might make it harder to stitch if you're in a sort of more confetti area. 902. 902. I don't mind restarting the thread. Sarah says you can do lives there too, as well as chat and photos. Oh, do you mean Discord? I've never tried it. Never tried it. It's one of the things I'll look into. I think Facebook would be maybe a good option. And 779. 779. Let's have a look. Seven, 9. There we go. Yeah, I think YouTube generally doesn't want people to post any link that is going to take you outside of YouTube. They're very insecure like that. They just think, oh, if you're going to leave, you're not going to come back. So they try to stop people from posting anything, even within YouTube. So probably because the system doesn't know whether it's a link to another YouTube video or somewhere else. So they just ban everything. But also to stop people from spamming, sometimes the URL are the links are meaningful, but there are also people going around posting spams, so it's probably prevention as well. So one, two, 1, 2. Okay. So drink of choice today. As naughty as usual. I'm having some coffee left from earlier on, so I just keep drinking it. And some water as well. It's good to drink plenty of water. Oops. And on Sunday, it was just yesterday, it feels like so long ago. On Sunday morning, the class I taught, after the class, there was a lady came to me as well. And she said, oh, you know what? I really love your classes, but I'm going to move to not far away, kind of the other side of where the studio is, and slightly away. So she said, oh, but I love to, continue to go to your classes. Do you teach somewhere else? So I told her where I'm teaching, and all of them are in a location that, she can't really go. But she goes, and I mentioned I actually teach private classes as well and corporate classes outside of his, group classes. And she goes, this lady actually works for NHS, which is National Health System in the UK. And so what she's going to do is to, because they don't have sort of public budget for yoga classes. I mean, obviously, I think it's probably taxpayers' money, so they shouldn't use that. Even though, you know, a lot of corporate companies, they will hire me to teach after work or lunchtime to keep them healthy. But they can't do that. So what she suggested, she's going to maybe gather a few people around. They're willing to pay for the class, and they will share the costs. And then, you know, maybe I'll teach them sort of lunchtime classes. So that made me very happy. And people make, you know, a lot of effort into bring yoga to their lives. And there's always a way. And obviously, it was very kind of her to want to come to my classes. 1, 2, 3, here. 1, 2, 3, yep, here. Harpreet says, can't believe how hot it's been here in London. I know. Oh, so you're in London as well. Wonderful. Very rare we get this weather. Exactly. Not built for this weather. I know. It's like the studio tonight. Because normally there's central heating, so you can start the temperature a little bit lower, but just not enough. So they actually place another kind of like a ventilator type of thing just to get kind of the air going, and it was so noisy, so I had to turn it down. But luckily it wasn't too bad in the studio, but otherwise, you know, it could have been very uncomfortable. I know people in London is not built for this, or in the UK in general. This is not normal. It's nice to have another Londoner to join me. 647, 647. 647. Yeah, but by September, we're going to be looking back with fondness and go, oh, remember those days? We're so warm. We're not freezing to death. 647. That's going to come. And it's not just warm, but it hasn't rained much recently, to the point that I have to provide water for my neighborhood, my little friends here, little squirrels. I'm just worried that they can't find water. So I make sure I put a big bowl of water out there for them. And I've seen them drinking as well, which makes me very happy. Sarah says, London is my favorite city. Have you been here? How long ago was that? Oh yeah, I remember you talk about, let me think about, no, that wasn't you. That was Jennifer. Jennifer wanted to move to London. Oh, where's Jennifer nowadays? She's got a channel as well. She's a floss tuber as well. Several times you have been here. Wonderful. I love London though. I don't think I wanted to live anywhere else. And let me have a look. Do I want to park it down? No, let me bring it over here. There. Maybe I should have just done this little strip first. I'm kind of complicating it more than necessary. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll stick with a 6 stitches high area. Because it's slightly tricky to take the thread kind of everywhere. Sometimes it's better not to be too ambitious. Hi, Rivers Love. Hello. Welcome. Good to see you. I know I'm starting a little bit later today. So that will probably happen on Mondays because I've got a late class in the evening. But it's okay. We'll just keep going past midnight because I can. And I've got all of you in different time zone to keep me company. Right. Why don't I tackle one block at a time from the top? It will make it a bit more orderly, I think. Sarah says, but it's been a little while since the last visit. I think a lot of people put traveling on the back burner because of the whole lockdown situation. I mean, you know, it's kind of back to normal now, but I think maybe people kind of travel a little bit less. I don't know for sure. One stitch here, another one. Lovely over here. Oh, this is much better already, I think. I should have done this rather than being too ambitious and trying to do 2 blocks, 1.5 blocks at a time. Here, 3A, 5A. I'm gonna just fill that stitch up. 3, 8, 5, 8. River says, I will never stitch on 28 counts again. What happened? What happened? Did you have a row with the fabric? Who won? And I'm going to tuck this one in. Let me see. I can take it over here. Let me just tuck it inside here. Decisions. Trying to work around my own rules. Let's see, it wouldn't let me do a pin stitch. Hello. Here we go. And then I'm going to take it over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. There. River says, it's making me stitch so slow. I'm going, oh, my gauge is 20 counts. So you went from 20 counts to 28. But why will it slow it down? I can imagine the real estate, you know, the actual space that takes up would be less. But why will it slow it down though? Or maybe it just feels like it's slower. Let me see here. Do I haven't tried 28 actually. I might try at some point. And I think I remember someone did a piece on 28 counts, but one strand, 10 stitches. And apparently the coverage is okay, which kind of surprises me. I would have thought that would have been a little bit thin. This is so much better. 1, 2. Actually, stitching from right to left doesn't feel too weird. Because I thought I was going to struggle a little bit. You kind of just take your part thread toward a different direction, different location. There. Oh, there you go. So one strand, 10, 28. That should be super fast, wouldn't it? 10 stitches. Why would it be slower? Yes, I remember you mentioned that. One, two stitches here. Hard to see. I suppose it's 28 counts. It's only half stitches. Oh my God. Yeah, I can imagine tiny stitches. Yeah, but 20 count isn't too small. So, you know, if you just want kind of fine stitches, 20 isn't too bad. I've got one project that's on 20 as well, and I'm stitching 2/1 10 stitch. I'm contemplating. At one point I thought, well, maybe the coverage isn't as full as I like it, and I kind of parked it a little bit. But now I'm looking at it, it actually doesn't look too bad. I'm going to end this thread here. It'll be slidey here. Whoever says I can only fly on 20 count or even 22. I do 2/1 10 on 20. Yes, that's why what I do with one of my pieces. And I'm using CXC as well. So, but still, at times, maybe it depends on the design. At times I felt that the stitches are a little bit thin, on the thin side. So at one point I thought, well, shall I switch to full cross? But then I was quite a few stitches into it, so I'm sticking with it. Let's see how it goes. One, 5, 8. 1, 5, 8. We need a new thread. 1, 5, 8. But to be honest, if you pick a fabric count and it just doesn't flow, might as well switch. You can save the fabric for something else, right? No biggie, because we're stitching large pieces, like epic size pieces. You don't want to be unhappy throughout the entire piece. It's just not worth it. And maybe at some point, you know, you can use the fabric to stitch something else and it will flow. No, it's not worth it kind of fighting it, because you're doing it for enjoyment. It's not a job, right? The stitch isn't properly stitched. Oh my God, you're 73% done. Okay, don't switch. Oh my God. 73, that you're almost there. So how did you get this far? With pain and agony. I thought you've just started. And it's not too late to switch. 1, 2. I wish I had a piece like I can say it's 73% at some point. Pain and agony. Oh, wow. You've got a completion date, August 28th. That is, wow. So you've got a certain number of stitches you want to complete every day. So you've got that calculation. Amazing. I wouldn't dare doing that because most of my pieces will probably take decades the way I do it. 9, 3, 4. Oops. 9, 3, 4. Come back. 9, 3, 4. And let me bring up this little marker for you. Where shall I place it? Let me do it like this. Yes. That's better. A little reference there for you of this beautiful piece. 9, 3, 4. Nice, 3, 4. Steve says, I saw a floss tuber say CXC is synthetic. Did they get that wrong? I think someone told me, because I was talking about the texture of CXC feeling different from DMC. It's more fluffy. And someone said, I can't remember the composition, but it's a blend of cotton and something else. So I'm partially synthetic. I think that's partially true. But I don't believe it's completely synthetic. Because CXC is, if you look at a single strand, it looks quite fluffy and airy, almost like it might not provide very good coverage. But for some reason, once they're stitched, a lot of cases felt fuller than DMC. DMC, if you look at a single strand, is very kind of tightly spun together. You know, it's like right here. But I can grab a strand of CXC to do a comparison there. I have the technology. So if I bring on CXC, let's take this one. So if you just look at the difference, so let me pull out like single strand there. It's just kind of fluffier. You can see that DMC is a lot tighter. And just look at one single strand. It's just kind of slightly looser feel to it. And but for some reason, when they're stitched, either single strand or double strand, I don't know whether you can see it. It's just very, there's a slight fluffiness to the thread. So maybe that's what is providing that extra coverage. Kind of more velvety. Right, River. Yes, a mix of polyester and cotton. Maybe it was you that replied to the comment, or maybe someone else. But yes, I think you're correct, River. Hi, Betty. Betty says, whatever it is, I like the fuller coverage of CXC gifts. Just have to work with shorter length. And just so on DMC, then just, oh, okay. Shorter length. It shreds more more easily. Oh, so CXC thread shreds a bit more easily. River, that was you. Hi, Betty. Yes, I think it's down to preferences. To be honest, once it's stitched, whether it's pure cotton or not, to be honest, to me, it doesn't mean a thing. I think the colors, maybe some people might feel that there are color differences, but even if you look at DMC on their own, a lot of times depends on the batches. The same color could look very differently. So ultimately, if you're consistent with the thread you use, it kind of just work out. I love both. I love both. There's different stitching experience. That's it. Good. I'm gonna take the thread over here. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4 down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then here. Yep. It's worth counting because otherwise I just park in the wrong location everywhere. Three, 3, 6, 3. Three, 6, 3. And to be honest, I have to be very grateful with the CXC because when I started doing the full coverage, I was so shocked by how much DMC costs, at least in London, in the UK. And to kit up something like 260 colors, it's a small fortune. So it kind of gave me that. It opened the door for me, CXC. Gave me that option, at least for me to come into this world to try full coverage with a fraction of the cost. And then, you know, once I decided I like it, you know, I decided to get DMC as well, just to see what it's about. But without CXC, I'll probably go, not sure. Maybe I wouldn't be here at all. Let me take it over here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. It's a lot more orderly this way. There's one more here. There's 2. And this one, I'm going to park it over here. It was very tempting to import this pattern to Saga as well, but then I realized I want to park. So parking is still the best with Pattern Keeper. 3799. 3799. Steve says, if I was doing full coverage, I would think I'd go for the CXC for both cost and coverage. Yeah, I mean, you know, CXC, to be honest, if you compare a piece that's done by CXC versus DMC, I don't know, you might see some color differences, but it wouldn't be better or worse. It's just different. And the stitching experience is quite nice with CXC, I find. It's very kind of velvety and soft to stitch. It's more on the stitching experience. And whereas DMC is slightly firmer, everything is more slight. I wouldn't use the word stiff. That's not a right word, but it's more probably just the texture of the threads themselves. I enjoy it as well, but it's different. 3799. 3799. And I have heard people stitching 1/1 with DMC and complain about the coverage, which I haven't found so far. I mean, you know, this is 1/1. You can't see through the fabric. But maybe if you tend to stitch, maybe if you pull kind of quite tight, you know, some people might pull their threads a little bit tighter, and that could happen. You can probably see the a little bit of fabric underneath. One, two, one, two, and that one. I think with full coverage, unless you already have an entire set of DMC there waiting for you, yeah, it's quite daunting. So having to kit up something that involves so many colors, and you have to buy them individually. That's a pretty scary thought. So Steve, have you thought about entering the dangerous world of full coverage? It might be a black hole. Once you enter, you can never return. One, two. There you go. Oops. River asks, what are you using to mark your grid? Does it wash out? I use regular pencil. I think I got this one from one of the hotels. I think maybe somewhere in Italy. I can't remember. It's been in my drawer for a while. I just use it. No, I'm guessing you can't wash it out, but I'm counting on the fact that everything will be covered. So, and I find it quite easy to draw. I tried one of these. I think I got the advice from maybe Joyce from Stitching Duchy. This is a friction pen, and I just couldn't get it work well because it doesn't glide on the fabric. Maybe it's just the brand I'm using. I just couldn't. Let me just focus here. I couldn't get it to glide on the fabric, so I'm having a really hard time. I can give it a try because what it is you can just use the rubbing motion to remove it. Let me just focus here. But I try, it just wouldn't draw. The ink doesn't come out properly, so I have to keep drawing, and I just got frustrated, so I just use pencils instead. But as you can see, you can't really see the lines underneath. River says, I won't go back to DMC. Never say never. Never say never. I use them all within, you know, whatever makes sense, I use it. Oh, Sarah says, I just reached 69% on my hay. A round of applause for me and everyone. Yes, that's a big milestone, nearly 70. You should break a bottle of something, Diet Coke, when you reach 70. And Steve says, I have one that I haven't touched for 3 or 4 years. Oh, full coverage. Why is that though? Why is that? Are you, have you been scared away from full coverage? Yes, friction. It pours a little bit, and also the ink doesn't come out, so it's quite a pain to draw at all. I don't know why when I saw the demonstration from Joyce, it just seemed so easy. Maybe I just got the wrong brand of the pen. For her, it seems to be so easy. But I'm not too worried about the line showing through. Not at all. I think it would take care of itself. It would be fine. All will be good. A44, A44. You know, it's like those lines people worry about when you do block by block. I'm not worried about that. I've never seen any sort of invisible, those lines showing through. Even though I have seen pictures of people's work, that you can see that the person's been working not block by block, but diagonal. Oh, I'm trying to think. No, maybe what method? I could definitely see the kind of line. Maybe it was block by block. I can't remember, but I thought it was so rare because how hard do you have to pull your threads to create that kind of tension, to create a line? Maybe you shouldn't pull so hard. Oh yeah, I think it was page borders. You could see there's a kind of slight sort of, you can see the borders there, you can see the lines. Maybe that's when you pull a thread back. I have no idea. I don't know how you create that kind of visible line there. So Steve says, I like seeing other people stitching full coverage, but I don't enjoy it quite enough. Maybe someday I'll get the itch. Yes, you will know when the itch is there, and you won't be able to stop yourself. No one can stop you then. But until then, you know, I think what you're stitching is beautiful. Oh, tension lines, yes, River. Do you get it? No. Well, I think, I don't know, because I have stitched block by block for quite a bit. I don't think I ever noticed that. To the point that I've seen some people actually deliberately creating kind of a zigzag when they stop at a block. And I think, wow, that's really overkill, because that's going to hurt my brain to have to do that. Just too much to consider. 317. 317. And I've got a couple of kind of sampler type projects I'm sort of looking to do as well. I showed the patterns the other in another session, but when I do sort of sampler type of projects, after a while I just crave for this kind of chaos. I don't know. Even though I kind of stitched samplers when I was growing up, that was my sort of introduction to cross stitching. 2. Let's see. 2 more at the bottom. Yeah, I think the zigzags is a little bit overkill, I think. A little bit overkill. And I'm going to park it here. Three, 7, 8, 7. 3, 7, 8, 7. Is that correct? 3, 7, 8, 7. There you go. Three, 7, 8, 7. There you go. And I also have a sort of slight mystery in my mind regarding John James needles. So I've got a few here. I don't know whether any of you have used the gold-plated one from like these ones. It just plated with gold color and look really attractive like that. If you can see it, it's actually kind of gold color. And so I bought a few packs because they look so attractive, and the price is slightly higher as well. But what happens is when I use the needles, those gold-plated ones, it creates a lot of friction when I put it through the fabric. Sometimes it will squeak, literally make noises. And I was thinking, why would people love this? Because it feels like you're forcing the needle through. I don't know whether it's just the weird batch I got, or it's like that, because I know people who swear by them and only want to use the gold-plated one. But I still use them. I miss them into my regular ones. But I'm just wondering, why would anybody prefer that? Because it's so weird. Do they not test these needles? I mean, do they think it's a better experience? Because the normal chrome ones, they just glide really smoothly. Whereas gold ones literally have to push. It just creates a lot of friction, maybe because of the coating. And that's so weird. They're actually more expensive as well. It's a mystery. Steve says, so gimmick. I'm just thinking, well, it's a really good brand, isn't it? John James. because literally you can hear the noise when the squeaky noise when you put the needle through. That's so weird. Doesn't make any sense. The chrome ones, the regular ones, I love. 28, size 28, John James is my kind of needles. And I am going to 1, 2. It's like the other day, and people on the chat, they were talking about like a specialty needle. I can't remember what it's called. Maybe some of you recall. Those needles got a round tip on the front of the needles, and it costs a lot more than regular needles. I'm just thinking, is it worth it? Oh, River asked, what size hole punch do you use again? You said the other day, oh, right, for the thread card, you mean? Yes, it's 1 centimeter, I believe. So some of them, the punchers, so I use them to punch holes for my thread cards. Some of them are adjustable. You can make them big or small, but this one is 1 centimeter here. So it's on the big side. So because I like to put a lot of thread through, sometimes a whole lot, so I like them quite big. So there you go. Oh, that's the one. Boems. I think Karen from Needlebar swears by it. Is it really that good? I need to look into Boems. I wasn't familiar with the brand, only heard it recently. I need to research. I need to try them. The needles are so important. Oh yeah, Sullivan ballpoint. That's the one. Lit okay. Right. There's a bit of a hype then. But I'll definitely try Bowen. I've heard the brand mentioned many times. Gotta be good. Yeah, because some people felt that if you use sort of larger size needles, as you put the needle through, it creates bigger opening and it reduces the friction for the thread. So they fray a little bit less easily. I think that's a school of thought. But to be honest, if you don't cut your thread too long, you probably wouldn't get to the point that they start to fray too badly, in theory. But I just prefer finer needles. It just feels so much better in my hands. So, okay, I found this on the web. Oh my God, my Siri is talking to me again. Oh my God, I'm so scared of my iPhone. Just start talking to me. Please don't. Only talk to me when you're spoken to. Okay, Siri? Can we establish that? 3A62. 3A62. Oh, Clover. Do they make needles? I know, I like the brand Clover. It's Japanese, isn't it? I have a few accessories from them. I think my little thread cutters are from Clover as well. Yeah, there you go. Clover. Whoop, you can't see it. It is Clover brand. I love Clover, and I've got a fabric pens from Clover as well. I love 3A62. I've never used their needles. Oh, so many things to try out. 3A62. And I'm learning Pick up new tips from you every day. 3862. River, exactly. That's how Karen described bohem needles. Bohems. Is that how it's pronounced? Bohens needles. It goes through the fabric like butter. I mean, can you resist that? I don't even eat butter, but I like the idea of stitching butter. I love it. Oh my God. I need to get some as well. I like a bit of a buttery action. That's what we need in our lives. I need to order some too. And two from here. What? 3862? No way. I want proof. I want a timestamp picture. That's so weird. Well, it's gonna happen one of these days, because I call them out all the time. At some point, someone somewhere is going to be stitching the same color at the same time. Oh, you win a prize. You win a prize. Right, 315. Who is stitching 315? Come on. 315. Three, one. It's a what? Janelle says it's a pony, not clover. What are you referring to, Janelle? Oh, right, the brand name, you mean? Pony is a brand for needles? I'm not familiar with it. Tease this bit out. And I'm going to pocket down. Let me see. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 here. Needles. Okay. Pony. Need to look it up. It wouldn't surprise me if a Clover actually make needles as well. They do like sewing accessories, stitching accessories. Let me take a sip of water. Lovely. 553. 553. We're starting parkings, like planting seeds everywhere, waiting for you. And I'm going to park it down. Three 3863. 3863 on a new thread. One, two. Oh dear. Oh, I stitched in the wrong location. I was wondering why it's in the block below. I'm going to just snip it off and stitch over when I come back. It can be so easily done. Should be over here. Are the Bowen's needles more expensive than John James? Because John James, in the UK anyway, depends on where you buy it, the prices could vary so much. I happened to find a website that's really good called, is it Mary's Cross Stitch? I bought the Lowry stand from them as well, and they're quite good. So per pack is about just under £2, very reasonable. But if I look up Etsy or Amazon, dare I say, it's about twice as much, sometimes more. It's weird. Sometimes the same pack of, I think, 5 needles is nearly £3 or £4 in some places. It's all a bit random. I'm going to park it over here. Bicamary says, currently in the process of trying to organize a bunch of loose papers around my house. What? Why? Loose papers? As in newspapers or just papers? Very curious, Bicamary. It's interesting lifestyle you have there. Have random papers around the house that you have to organize. Four, 3, 5. Just 2 stitches. I'm going to tuck it in. Can't believe how warm it is. It's 1 o'clock a.m. in London. I'm hot. 4, 3, 5. 4, 3, 5. Oh, Steve says the Boehm's needles are a little bit less than James. That's a good news. I'll definitely get some. Move up to the next block. Is it 5 p.m. for you, Bicamary? How civilized. I know. I remember maybe one of my first live sessions. I had about sort of 5 subscribers at that time. And I think I stitched for about, it was a long session, 5 hours, maybe 4 or 5 hours. And it was about 3 or 4 in the morning. I don't know, I went through a phase, I just stitched late at night and refused to go to bed. Fond memories, even though that wasn't that long ago, a couple of months ago. Those little papers are mostly important stuff. They just ended up in different places. I'm trying to condense it. Get things in order. Rose says it's 5 p.m. here and I'm finally off work. Wow, you've been at work. Now go home to start stitching. Yay! Wonderful. So Rose has been watching. Fun work. Yeah, I know some viewers, they just play the videos or watch a live stream while just getting, on other things, not necessarily stitching, you know, housework, or some of them at work. And I know some people listen to the videos in bed. I mean, it's a relaxing video. Can you hear that? This is the Go. Let me see if we can put the microphone closer a little bit. Listen to the Go plater sound. Can you hear it? This is the sound of Go. I can't believe people like this. Did you hear it? Special sound effect. Squeaky needle. 3A5A. Oh, Janelle says 10 past 10 a.m. Australia. How amazing. Is it 10 past 10 Monday morning or is it Tuesday morning? Are you still yesterday? 3A5A. You heard it? Good. That's the sound of Go. And makes me wonder, why would anybody want that? I don't know. I don't mind using it from time to time. I just blend it into all my other needles. But every time I pick it up, I'm just wondering, why? Am I missing something? I'm missing something here. One, two, three. Janelle says it's Tuesday. Ah, so you're one day, you're already Tuesday, 10 a.m. I see. So you're ahead of London. Okay. So Janelle is already on Tuesday. We're Tuesday as well, but it's only past midnight. It's 1:14. River says 8:13 p.m. 4 a.m. I'm so confused. River heard that too. No, it's not the size of the needles because the chrome finish, John James needle 28, the same size. They're totally fine. It's just a normal needle. It's just the gold-plated one that's doing it. It just creates a lot of friction as you put it through. And I only got them because someone just raving about it. They just go, oh my God, I will only stitch with John James gold needles. So I said, well, I got to get some of that. And this is what I ended up with. So don't trust everybody, everything you hear. Okay, A44. And next one here. Three 60. And those gold ones are actually a lot more expensive than the regular ones. I'm just glad I didn't get a whole bunch. I think I got like 5 packs. And they're really pretty though, but it's just how weird. Right, I'm going to park it over here. Let me just count this block. I have a sneaky feeling. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. I thought maybe I counted one extra. That wouldn't be good. One, two, three. Two, three. And then 1, 2, 3 from the left. 1, 2, 3. Just one stitch here. And end the thread. One through. Little sip of my coffee. Cold coffee tastes so good though. It's weird. It's 310. Oh. I'm doing these 3 stitches and end the thread because it's a little bit short. So 310. We need a new thread. 310. It's interesting for DMC 310. It almost looks slightly greenish. There's a green tone to it, whereas on CXC it's completely black. It looks black, but it looks like there's a slight greeny tone to it. It's supposed to be black. And I've seen DMC threads. I think those were hot pink. I can't remember which thread number. Literally the same thread from DMC. They look like two different colors just because they're coming from different batches. It was quite scary. They just weren't the same color, but the same number. One, two, three. Hi, babe. Oh, it's my cat Dolly coming to say hello. You're a bit late today. Normally you kind of instantly appear as soon as you start sitting down and stick and do some stitching. She will appear suddenly, looking for attention. And whenever I need her attention, she's busy. She's busy doing cat things. Are you okay? There's two over here. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, Janelle saying she didn't bring you a present tonight. Thank God for that. Oh, there was an incident the other night when I was streaming, and Dolly just suddenly appeared behind me, and she was making funny noises. I looked around. Oh man, there was this poor little creature, tiny little mouse, and the little mouse was presented as a present to her mummy. And, you know, in the past, there were a few occasions that she did that, but I was in time to rescue the little mouse. But not this time, I'm afraid. Rest in peace. Frankie, hello. Frankie says, Hello, Yogi. I'm enjoying your videos. Thank you so much. And thanks for coming up to say hello. How are you doing? Are you stitching with us? Oh, Janelle says, I got one in a trap this morning. Oh, mouse. Oh, my God. Yeah. We don't get mice inside the house, luckily, but in a back garden or patio, I'm sure they're lurking there somewhere. I never see them, but I think cats can find them with their superpower. It's very shocking. I mean, it's not great for the mouse, but it's kind of good to know that Dolly still got it, She's trying to prove something. She's like, Mommy, Mommy, look at this. I hope you're proud of me. Oh, Frankie's from Canada. Montreal. Amazing. Is it warm or cold right now? Are you suffering like the rest of us in this heat wave? But Canada is generally cooler. I don't know. I don't know for sure, but it feels like all the pictures I ever see from Canada is always snow. So that kind of stuck with me. Oh, I'm in pin stitch hell here. So slidey. And I'm going to park it over there to the next block. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hot and humid, thank God. I feel better now. It's not just us. Janelle says, I have birds that attract the mice and rats. Oh, right. So the birds are hunting the rats. Yes, Rose, yes. Rose says, I have heard that if a cat gives you a present, it's their way of taking care of his family. Exactly. So it's a gesture of love. If you think about it, not great for the little mice or little birds, in the past. I've seen some poor birds being dragged in as well. And sometimes I can rescue them and sometimes not, just too late. But yes, it's their way of showing, kind of contributing their bit to to the family. If you think about it, it's quite sweet. Oh, Christy, hello. We've got a lot of new chatters here. Christy says, hi, Yogi from Oklahoma, USA. Beautiful. Frankie says 32 degrees today without the humidex. Wow, 32 is pretty high there. Anywhere near 30 for us is just shocking to the system. Wow, so it's hot everywhere. It must be some global heat wave going on there. And I think dry heat isn't so bad. It's when it's humid as well. You just feel like you have to take a shower every 5 minutes. But I'm sure we'll look back in the winter fondly of this period. People would go, oh, remember those days we're sweating buckets. How wonderful. you know, by the time of Christmas, this will be a fond memory. So I'm guessing Oklahoma is probably hot as well. So happy so many people found the channel. I'm always shocked when people find it. I said, how did you do that? Because this is a tiny channel coming out of nowhere. So I'm very grateful. And 1, 2. It's really, really dark color. 3, 3, 7, 1. River says, got invited to a cookout next weekend. Had to tell my husband I'm not going anywhere in this heat. I can't breathe in it. I mean, a cookout by default is outdoor, isn't it? So it can be a bit challenging. You got to be careful as well not to get sunstroke. I mean, sunburn and sunstroke is something that we have to watch out over here because people tend to just rush out, you know, to the park, anywhere outdoor, and just lie down and start sunbathing because, you know, sunny days are rare in this country. So people get crazy. They just stay out there. You can literally just see, like, you know, oceans of people in a park. There's a park nearby where I live, and you know, it's just half naked people everywhere. I don't know whether they're wearing sunblock or how long they've been under the sun. If they fall asleep under the sun, they can get half cooked and sunstroke because we don't know how to deal with heat over here. It's just not a thing. So people just lose their plot. Now one more stitch over here. I love the color scheme. So earthy. And I'm going to park it. I'm going to park to the side there. So my first choice will be blocks. The block on the left here. 1, 2, 3. 3 from top. 1, 2, 3. Right. Let me see, where am I? 2. Right. Let's see. 3, 7, 8, 7. Oh my God, where did I? Right. 3, 7, 8, 7. I need to double check the color. 3, 7. Three, 7, 8, 7. Okay, that's fine. So the mistake I've made so far is when I park, because I'm following the page border rather than the blocks. But when I sort of part my threads, I tend to count from the top or bottom of a block. And you can see I part 3 threads there. There should be along this line, which is a page border rather than top of the block. So there you go. That's the tricky part when you're, maybe I should have drawn another line for the page border, because otherwise it can be easily mistaken. It should be here, which is the border of the page rather than the block, if that makes any sense. It should be here. And that one as well. One, two, three, 4. That's that one. One, two, three, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should be here. Oh, Steve is fond of this piece, and those are mini dry flowers. Right, yeah, I love those too. They're just the color scheme, and those are the style is just so gentle and earthy. I really love them, even though I love some bright colors from time to time, but I really love these pieces. That's that. Okay. Crisis averted. But Steve, I love the colors you picked for your piece, the autumn theme. But how did you what those colors together? Do you improvise, or do you have some sort of muck up that you build? Because it's not a pattern that you're following. It's your own color scheme. It's beautiful. move it over here. So one more stitch over here, slightly out of order. And there's one more in the bottom. And there. Okay. One stitch up. I have to take it down. Steve says, I'm an autumn colors kind of guy, and I knew I wanted a soft look instead of bold. So I picked 6 DMCs to go with the week's sandcastle, and did a test strip of a border pattern to see what I like best. Oh, okay. So you pick 6 colors and see how they blend together. That is so nice, so thoughtful. And it's quite brave as well, because, you know, you probably always wonder whether it's going to turn out how you expect it to. That's beautiful. It turned out beautifully. One, two here. I remember a few years ago, I kind of made a small attempt to come up with not sampler, yeah, sampler type, literally just pixels, right? So I just use kind of graphical software that you can stamp colors, kind of, you know, you can create patterns with each pixel, combination of pixels. And I think I came up with some Christmas theme patterns there and tried to stitch them. It wasn't too bad because they're just literally really simple colors and patterns, like, you know, jingle bell, that type of stuff. And but I didn't get to finish it. Typical. I thought, oh, surely I can finish this by Christmas. But guess what? Did not finish it. Oh yeah, I've got it. I actually got it on my pattern keeper. I forgot. Oh no, I'm trying to see. Did I come? No, this is not what I came up with. I got confused. No, that was a. I was going to show you that pattern, but it's not the one I created. Not so fast. No. What I created was slightly more clumsy. But it's good fun to play with. I think a lot of stitchers eventually want to create their own patterns, don't they? I've seen a few floss tubers. They kind of start to venture into pattern making. There seems to be one of the paths they eventually go into. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. To end this thread. Three, 8, 6, 3. Three, 0, 3, 1. 3, 0, 3, 1. One, 2. So River's Love, Steve is asking you where you are normally. Not the home address. It's general area. Let's see. I'm going to park it over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. $6.40. $6.40. $6.40 here. So I am going to do these 3 stitches. And wrap up today's session. It's nearly 2 a.m. in London. I'm going to do one more here. Oh, in fact, no, I'll stitch this one. And then park it in the right spot, hopefully. Here. Right. Let me mark my stitches before I forget. So there you go. Let me zoom out a little bit here and remove the markup there. So today I've moved from right to left and following the page border here on top and moving block by block. So initially I was getting a bit ambitious. I wanted to incorporate the block at the bottom plus the 6 stitches high portion of the top block there, and then it got a little bit chaotic, so I decided to be a good girl and just follow this bit through to the page border, which is somewhere here. So I'm going to follow the page for now until it doesn't make sense anymore for whatever reasons. And I'm going to, from this point on, once I reach the end of the page on the left here, I'm going to go block by block and start to go horizontal instead of any kind of diagonal shape. It just wouldn't make sense for me to do right from left that way. It's kind of counterintuitive. So I'm going to just go from row by row, 1 block at a time, and then pop to the side and downwards. I can see that working. So I'm looking forward to what I'm going to reveal with this portion of the design. I tend not to look at mock-ups in details and just focus on what I'm stitching. So it's always a nice surprise to find out what I'm actually stitching afterwards. So, oh, Christy said we're about to get storm and we already had a basement flood. Oh my God, please look after yourself. Be safe there. Because yesterday, where Sarah is, they've got tornado. Just a lot of natural sort of events going on there. And Reva says no rain always seems to miss us. All right. And yeah, London hasn't rained for a while, which is quite weird because London, if anything at all, we rain. We're very good at it. So what? Steve says we've had poor rainfall for 12 years. 12 years. Remind me where you are again. I think you were, I'm trying to remember. Yes, Frankie says night night everyone. Night night, Frankie. Please come back again to chat with us. The camera says good night. It's been really fun. I'm so glad you're joining us while you're potting around, arranging your papers. And please come back again for a chat. Christy says night everyone. Steve says nice meeting everyone. And saying to me, really great to see you all. Let me just give you a quick summary of what I've done, how many stitches I finished today. And so today I've finished, completed 177. So it's kind of around my average. My average is about, just under 200. So it's about average. And the progress is 5.1. Did I go from 4% something to 5.15, which is amazing. It's always accomplishment when you move up a number. So I'm going to keep working. Tomorrow, I have no idea which piece I'm going to work on. It's going to be a surprise to you and a surprise for me, me as well, as usual. So with that, let me just bring up the markup one more time. It's beautiful. So it makes me really excited to come back to this piece. And I hope you have the beautiful rest of the day, whether you're still on Monday or it's on Tuesday, wherever you are. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And it's going to be good night from Peaceful London here. So nighty night, everyone. Good to meet you, everyone. Hello, Needleback just popped up. I'm about to say goodbye. Needleback, do come back tomorrow, okay? I ask of you. So everyone, nighty night from London. Night night. Good night, everyone. Love you all.